Okie dokie, it is so hard to pick which video I want to post on the Saturday because there's so many things that have happened. I mean, Justin Trudeau got heckled right on the doorstep of his office. There's also a Liberal minister had a complete meltdown talking about MAID. And now finally, what we're going to be talking about in this video is the Freedom Convoy second year anniversary. So lots of great footage of what's happening. Huge turnout in case you weren't already aware. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we switch screens and get into the footage, though, I do want to encourage everyone to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. We just blew past 350,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody who is a part of the community. And the next target is 400,000. So really looking forward to hitting that milestone. And I do want to make a mention that if you want a matching sticker like the one on my microphone of Trudeau being penetrated, a little edgy, you can find a sticker bundle linked down in the description or the pinned comment below. You get all 5 of these stickers. It's 20% off right now. Get it while the deal is still on. Again, link for that is down in the description or the pinned comment below. Without further ado, let's get into the contents of this video here. So 2 years ago, Justin Trudeau invoked the Emergencies Act to brutally disperse protesters whose only crime was embarrassing the government. The Freedom Convoy did more for Canadians in 2 weeks than elected officials did in 2 years, and the only people occupying Ottawa were the 338 losers in the House of Commons. We must never forget how millions of Canadians were treated as second-class citizens for 2+ years by this tyrannical government.
When people see that we're in lockdowns or serious public health restrictions right now because the risk posed to all of us by unvaccinated people, people get angry.
But we absolutely believe that there needs to be mandatory vaccines, and there would be consequences for those who are not able to or not willing to do that. And we could look at what those consequences are.
Okay. I can understand frustrations with mandates, but mandates are the way to avoid further restrictions.
And there it was, the beautiful Freedom Convoy. Look at all those protesters, man.
Imposed against them, the Prime Minister of Canada refused to meet with them or to speak to them. Instead, he fled the city. And then from his bunker, he called the truckers Nazis. When they still didn't leave the city, Justin Trudeau suspended democracy and declared Canada a dictatorship.
The federal government has invoked the Emergencies Act. The Emergencies Act will be used to strengthen and support law enforcement agencies at all levels across the country.
And it did take a little bit of time. It took 2 years for the Emergencies Act to finally be rightfully deemed as illegal, right? So there's a huge celebration in terms of that as well. So now let's take a look at the kind of convoy and the pretty big gathering, rather, that's happening today in Ottawa.
Left here, then right, door C at the back.
So you got some people at a biker's church.
Go left.
Right on. I just love how many Canadian flags are on vehicles now. It's patriotic, and it's a big thing that Canada was missing for a very long time. Look at that, man. Beautiful. This is Rebel News on the scene saying, happening now, the Freedom Convoy protesters on Parliament Hill rally for the second anniversary of the now ruled illegally invoked Emergencies Act by the Trudeau Liberals. Ugh, incredible. So look at all of the people on the Hill, man. This isn't like a small little gathering. This is, you got thousands of people that have shown up for this. Yeah, we're gonna mute that music, but look at the big party. This is a real organized event that they have like the city permits for. So it's not just like a social media post. that brought in some people. Like this has been, they've got the permits. The Ottawa Police is aware of it, much like they were for the actual Freedom Convoy 2 years ago. But this is a real event that is taking place with all of the right permits and structures. So I don't know if they're going to be there still tonight or even tomorrow. But if you're watching this video within 24 hours of it being posted, chances are there are still quite a few protesters and people that are gathering right on Parliament Hill. So do with that information what you will. Crowds are starting to gather on Parliament Hill for the second anniversary of the convoy. That's earlier this morning.
Hey everyone, we're here at the Hill. It's the anniversary of the Freedom Convoy. There's Rob from Rebel. It's great, and people are showing up. There's a couple people getting tickets, but they're here anyways, honking the horns. They don't want people to see the amount of support that people here have. The horns are going crazy. There's 2 semis down there pulled over for the terrible crime of having Canadian flags on their trucks. I don't know what happened to them. There was like 7 or 8 cop cars by the time we came back.
I just saw the semis have been released. They just rolled out of here. So
that's good. That's good. The cops said they couldn't see their front license plates. Apparently, you can see them clearly in the video. We took video of it. It's clear as day. That's a lie. And they don't want the people. They've been chasing the people who are honking, but there's too many people honking because they don't want everyone to see how much support there is. Like, look at this crowd coming here. Yeah. It's jubilant.
Yeah,
it's
there's lots of people on the hill.
Everyone has a good energy. We're here to mark the occasion of this really important anniversary of the Freedom Convoy. What do you have to say, Chris?
Yeah, it's wonderful. There's actually a good-sized crowd here already. We're just getting our sound equipment going, so we should have music going any minute. And looks like we're going to have a decent showing, and it should be a great day.
It's fantastic. Look at all these flags. Show everybody the flags, Chris. Look at this. Look at this.
And the Hill's packing up too now.
Canadians standing up for Canadians. I love to see it.
Yeah, wonderful. We'll have more coming throughout the day.
There you go. So yeah, more has happened throughout the day. So let's take a look at those videos right now. This is some more footage here.
How's it going, man? Are you on channel right now? No? Pardon me? Streaming? Are you streaming? What are you on?
Twitter.
Twitter?
Twitter. X.
Go. Good amount of people, folks. Go fuck yourself. All right. I'd love to know down in the comments what you guys think. Are you supporting this? Are you against it? Do you think it's a good idea that they're doing yearly anniversaries now? Please let me know down in the comments. Then we got some more footage right here. Oh, that's why I've got it muted. Yeah, lots of people. There's definitely thousands of people down here. It seems like a bit of better weather than the Freedom Convoy 2 years ago. Still snow on the ground, but blue skies, clear eyes. The sun is shining. Probably not as cold as what it was a couple of years ago. Very good vibes. Look at all these very dangerous people, man. Look at all these families. They might do something horrible, like say, "Woo, we love Canada." I mean, it's just so ridiculous. These are peaceful protesters. You got families, you got kids out there, you got moms and dads and uncles and grandpas and grandmas, and then you got those clowns right there. All these clowns in the yellow jackets, right? That are like, yeah, we're here to make sure that everything stays fine. Everything is staying fine, and it stayed fine 2 freaking years ago. It is just so annoying that the government is so scared of everyday Canadians that have proven time and time again to be peaceful protesters. I mean, at what point are we going to be allowed to protest without the fear of cops just swarming in and beating the crap out of people and illegally giving tickets to people? I mean, you even have this video right here of a police escort a man in a motorized wheelchair from bike path onto the sidewalk. There's a strong commitment to keeping roadways clear during this Freedom Convoy reunion. And then everyone is recording him and recording the police because it's just a bunch of nonsense and malarkey. I mean, why are the police still hovering over people? You can see They get into some sort of confrontation here. They're giving him a hard time, and everyone's recording it. Like, just leave the guy alone, man. It's fine. The cars are going by very slowly. There's not a lot of traffic. The police are monitoring the vehicle traffic. It's absolutely fine, and it's all under control. And they're also scared. It's just abusing their power over and over and over again. Very annoying. Parliamentary Protective Service patrols convoy protesters on Parliament Hill. On this day 2 years ago, police officers dispatched from across the country began forcefully dispersing the Freedom Convoy. You don't need this amount of parliamentary protection services. Everyone there they've got flags, they've got music, everyone's having a great time. Not a single person there is a threat, I would have to imagine, in any single way whatsoever. The only threat is clicks and views on social media from exposing this nonsense and this constant abuse of power and authoritative mentality. It's very annoying that we live in like a police state. It's, what kind of example does that set for our children and the future generations, right? You're always going to be monitored and closely watched by police, and you're never going to feel like a free individual in this country, because anything that you go to any sort of organized event that has any sort of political affiliation or government pushback, there's going to be an overwhelming amount of police. It's just very bizarre. I didn't grow up with that. The only time there was an overwhelming amount of police was at massive events like hockey games or baseball games, right, in the stadium, or on Canada Day on Parliament Hill. Since I grew up in Ottawa, that's the only time that I've really seen a lot of police in my life, and I grew up fine. I think better than this new generation that's going to grow up to see just police everywhere all the time, beating the crap out of people. Very scary. Speaking of beating the crap out of people, what recently happened in the House of Commons was you had pro-Palestine protesters were actually, and I caught this live when I was live streaming on my second channel, House of Canada. You had a bunch of people in the balcony that they just started chanting out of nowhere, free, free Palestine, and they actually got taken away and arrested. So let's take a look at this clip here.
Especially in the most trying times, all the rules need to be followed. In this case, the Auditor General has highlighted some very concerning questions that need to be answered, and that's why we're expecting and supporting all relevant authorities to follow up on these irregular contracting and this perhaps breaking of the rules. This is an important issue, and that's why we're taking it seriously, Mr. Speaker.
There it is. Free, free Palestine. And then the House Speaker muted it. You had Pierre Poilievre was looking up in the balcony. All of the members of Parliament are looking up in the balcony. And then they actually got taken away and they got arrested, which is, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. There is free speech, but also it is question period. And I think it's pretty interesting that these people made it through the security detail and stuff like that, and were able to pull this off. Very, very bizarre. But let's take a look here. A handful of demonstrators interrupted question period on Parliament Hill on Wednesday, pausing proceedings for several minutes, chanting pro-Palestine slogans. The Palestinian Youth Movement took credit for the demonstration, which included the unfurling of banners in the public gallery of the House of Commons calling for an arms embargo. Rising to their feet, the demonstrators chanted for approximately 90 seconds, expressing free Palestine and stop arming Israel. The protesters started shouting just as Prime Minister Trudeau had finished answering a question from Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre in the early stages of question period. Conservative and Bloc Québécois MPs reported seeing one or more NDP MPs applauding the demonstrators, according to the Canadian press, which also reported that the Conservative MPs yelled shame at the NDP benches while the NDP member Blake rose to his feet yelling shame back. We need to make sure that we allow groups to have their voices, and that's exactly what happened, which is very bizarre because actively promoting the idea and the concept behind interrupting question period as a public member in the viewing gallery is a very weird thing to do, and that's the way the NDP goes. They take even weirder dungy approach than Green Party ever does. NDP's movement and what they stand for is just so bizarre. Like, the Conservatives and the Liberals make sense. Liberals are now radical left, like way beyond what liberalism ever used to be. Conservatives is being more independent, having family values, relying on yourself, less on government, making money, living a healthy, happy life. That all makes sense. NDP is just whatever seems to happen in the moment. If it's against both liberals and conservatives, then the NDP supports it. It's just so weird. They fluctuate, they flip-flop on their morals and their internal compass. It doesn't make any sense. So very bizarre that the NDP supported the pro-Palestine protesters interrupting question period. Like, it's just a very weird take. But that's where we're going to end today's video, folks. There's a lot of protests happening throughout the weekend. I also have a video scheduled to come out tomorrow about these pro-Palestine protesters that have been, I don't want to say stalking Justin Trudeau, but yeah, they do a good job of showing up wherever Justin Trudeau is, especially on the front door of his office and heckling him. So stay tuned for that. All the more reason to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I really want to encourage you to turn post notifications on so you can actually be notified of upcoming videos. YouTube is known for unsubscribing people. So if you find yourself having to subscribe again, probably because YouTube has just somehow manually or their system has removed you from the subscription list, and that's why I try to convince people to turn post notifications on, because you could be subscribed, but you can also be subscribed and never see the videos. So post notifications on, they actually do help. And also, just a final reminder that this sticker bundle 20% off is linked down in the description, as well as the pinned comment below. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.